Hey, what up? Dan Vang? Top five? Yeah, run it up. What do you play?
All right. So first off, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Um, my name's Dan Vang. I've been playing card games for, I don't know, probably like 15 plus years now. It started with Yu-Gi-Oh!, then transitioned to me just not playing anything for a while. Then I played Dragon Ball for maybe 3 years now. I think that's how long it's been around. And then I started Digimon recently, and this is probably the most fun I've had in a while. Like, it's great.
For sure, it's a super good game. Did you by chance go to the Tournament of Power held by Dalen Mack in Vegas?
I did not go, unfortunately. I
Okay.
heard it was great though.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. I jumped into Dragon Ball Super for like a hot minute. I went to Vegas. It was my first and only event. Uh, I have no locals for the game. It's like 2 hours, and I think before I got to the event, I played like 6 games of Clash Coup and Red Beerus, and then I played the Gohan reboot leader for the event. Got
There
smoked. I
you
think I
go.
went like three X whatever, and it was a good time. Vegas is a pretty cool city. I wanted to check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been there in a couple of years. I went when I was under 21, so I couldn't really have fun because I was with my family. But it's nice to just see the sights and stuff. And Red Beerus definitely is my jam. I used to run Red Yellow Beerus, so that's a good deck. That's a fun deck.
Yeah, that was the first deck I actually even bothered learning how to play. Really, I wanted
Yeah,
to
it's
do like
awesome.
a red green and yeah. All right, so let's get into what deck did you play for the PPG 1K event?
Sure, I played a blue yellow deck with a splash of two Puppetmon.
Okay, and why did you choose to play this deck?
So when I first started, you get the star decks, you kind of mess around with colors. I really gravitated towards the yellow. I like the minus DP kind of swinging in, but I realized they didn't have that much advantage compared to the meta right now. And I really like playing yellow, but pure yellow, like I said, isn't that strong. So I wanted to have some competitive feel, and I felt like you needed just a little bit more memory instead of being memory choked. So I went with like the blue options with like Hammer Sparks, some rookies like the Memory Gomamon, and the Leomon.
I totally feel it. I like it. I like it a lot. Um, so how long would you say you spent in testing and building this deck?
Well, this is like version 4 of the deck. I've been like tinkering with ratios and whatnot, but it's been about probably a month, give or take. I just started mixing colors with yellow before it was like yellow red just for a little bit. Then I was like, okay, yellow blue makes more sense, so let's try that. And I know True Champion Steven uploaded his blue yellow hybrid deck like a while ago, and I was like, okay, this sounds like a good foundation. I kind of just messed around with ratios until I found something to like my play style.
Okay, okay, I feel that. Um, what would you say your knowledge of the meta is like? Do you spend a lot of time analyzing the meta and keeping up on tech choices?
Yeah, I would say I played in about two, three, maybe three or four PPG tournaments. So I'd say I have good knowledge of the meta. I kind of just watch different streamers, kind of just learn how their style, learn different decks. I think the very one of the very first videos I watched, I was like, oh, okay, this is Omnimon, red Omnimon, blue Omnimon. Okay, I was like, this will probably be the dominant deck.
Fair, that is fair. And how much practicing and preparation did you do for this event?
I'd say I probably played at least like 30 plus matches just to get the deck to this version. The first two versions I played probably like 20 matches and then just kept going higher and higher from there, just trying to tweak it and trying to get the ratios right according to my play style.
Hmm?
Um, at first, I played one Puppetmon and one Volcanodramon, but slowly as I started playing more, I was like, oh, I don't face as much rookie rush, and I felt like I didn't need this card as much anymore. So I just decided in a second Puppetmon because I felt it was better to take advantage of the blue Omnimon. So let's say if they have an Omnimon on their field, you kind of play this, rest it, and you kind of get that extra turn to keep going in if Omnimon is their only card or they got like Omnimon in a blocker or something like that.
I get that. I like that. That's good. Good insight. I mean, I think Puppetmon's a great card. I was curious if Puppetmon was the right like hard drop or like hard counter card for this meta, and I opted to go with the generic Volcanodramon
Mm-hmm.
lately, and that 11 memory is a lot, and the security attack +1 is nice, but really clearing one body, maybe two bodies off board, didn't really seem that good. So Puppetmon being more of a defensive card, how often would you say Puppetmon won you a game?
I would say at least maybe 60-70% of the time when I was in a bind. He was really good against just decks that were trying to either, go big, go tall. You could shut them down really quick. Especially if maybe they had that one blocker and you have maybe like 2 or 3 rookies and you're like, I can't swing over that blocker, just putting the Puppetmon out there, resting it, and then they have to deal with the Puppetmon or the rookies. It kind of puts them in a bind. At one point, if you give them a lot of memory, I get that, but at least the only deck that can really take advantage of all this memory is Blue Omnimon, because they can go back up their chain if they need to.
Right, with that much energy or memory.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So this one thing stood out. Like as soon as I looked at your list, you run no blockers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Could you elaborate? Could you elaborate on that for me?
Yeah, sure. So for this deck, I used to run maybe the version 2 or 3. I used to run maybe like 2 or 3 Grizzlymon, and slowly I realized I just want to hit the gas when I go and swing at the opponent as much as I can with the level 3 and 4s, especially the rookies. If I have the Memory Gomamon plus Leomon, that's swinging for at least 5k. If he dies, that's fine. You get 3 memory, and you can start casting some more little weenies. You can kind of cast a Sirenmon for cheap, so you don't push them to like 4 or 5. You'll probably cast them and push them to like 2 at the most, maybe 3.
Okay.
Just have some board advantage. Plus, I've found that once you get Magna Angemon, where's Magna Angemon? Once you get Magna Angemon out, the recovery 1 helps so much, especially with the Kaiser Nail, that sometimes you're not really afraid of losing security, and you don't really feel like you need to defend as much. So this is probably the key combo of the deck. I'm sure most people know when seeing like yellow and blue.
Right. So that was actually my next question: is how impactful was the recovery for security +1 for Magna Angemon?
Super relevant. Like almost every game, I would get this guy on recover at least to 6-7 security. Almost always he's the best turn 1 play. Like obviously you hatch your egg, you hatch your Upamon, you go to a rookie, you draw 1, and then you can cast this guy, recover 1. Giving 7 to the opponent doesn't feel too bad. Obviously, like I said, most of the weakness for this deck is Blue Omnimon, so if you give them 7, they can kind of go up the chain if they want to. But it's just nice recovering the security, because then they know that they have to deal with that. And if they see the Magna Angemon, they know that they have to deal with either Slash next turn or Kentaurusmon. And Slash, knowing that you cast this out and they kind of feel like you're going to put a Slash Angemon out, they kind of are hesitant to bring it out from the raising area and want to keep it and build their chain up in the raising area. So it kind of buys you another turn.
So hard playing. I just want to get this straight, because I was telling you the other night when I got in contact with you, right after the event got done, I realized that the way my mid-range deck, which I'll probably show off here at the end,
Sure.
was really, really strong at like the weenie plays, like getting to the right champion at the right time and promoting it at the most ideal time. But my hard play, like the Zudamon is a hard play card for blue, and it lets you get hand advantage, but giving your opponent that much memory for no real threat other than I could go into a Metal Garurumon or possibly even an Omnimon, but not with maximum value, just felt really underwhelming to me. So when I was I'm shouldn't be doing this, I'm a smoker, I went out for a cigarette after the event, and I was just thinking, and I was like, how can I get Garurumon to be even more impactful? I mean, I played was it the Mad Dog Fire to put him up to 9,000.
Yep.
And it was really nice, but 9,000 doesn't wipe out everything. And then this card came to my mind, and I was like, wait, if I can minus something by 8,000, get to 9,000, that's like enough to wipe out anything in the game. So this card would be super, super helpful. And then I immediately was like, well, how can I get to him super efficient? Sirenmon, right? So I give him, if I give him 2, fair. But that one little guy, 5,000, he can get punked by green super easy. There's no extra inheritable ability. So I kind of leaned away from that, and I immediately went to this card. And I was like, how big is that recovery? That recovery is potentially like a blocker, correct? Like if you can block
essentially, yeah,
one basic attack with a blocker that's just a single security attack, okay, fine. But then I did evolve my Weregarurumon from a blocker. Like that doesn't help either of my Weregarurumons that much. Doesn't help me go into Blue Omni. And then also having an extra body on board, it's like a blocker that can attack without having to give up 2 memory.
Exactly. He's in that niche spot where he's 6K, so at least even if you swing, you'll hit a blocker. But usually you never want to swing with him. You just need him to evolve into Slash, which obviously can minus 8K to any boss monster and then kill it.
Or just rip a blocker off the board, spot removal, like
correct.
What is it? Skull Greymon? Like that. This combo is like way better than a Skull Greymon hard play.
Yep.
And it's essentially 10 instead of 7.
Exactly, and since he has the inherit of +1 for every 3 security, usually if it's like turn 1, turn 2, and you have 6 security already because you recovered 1 previous turn, it makes your Slash 10K, which makes him less vulnerable to dying to certain things in the security. And when you do recover with Magnangemon, it's like obviously, like you said, like it's a pseudo blocker because you get an extra security. But don't forget that a security could be a security option as well.
Right, that's another reason I put Coyote's
recovered, and one of these were in there instead on the top.
Oh, that just feels good.
Yeah, there was one match I played, I think against Purple. I recovered the turn before. I had Slash, and it was a Kaiser Nail that was the recovery one. So when they hit it, came out, and it pretty much gave me a security back to recover again after.
Nice. That is busted.
Yeah, it feels great. It feels not for the opponent, but it feels great when that hits for you.
Well, we give them love and respect when we win the game, but after the game is done, like we like to talk about how we've made our plays work, right?
That's of course, synergy.
Heck yes. So like the idea of getting the recovery +1, putting a Coyote's Breath on top of your security, then they attack into security. That's a little bit of luck based.
Yeah, it's a little luck based, obviously, but this game is a little RNG.
So much.
For the most part, I'm sure you've had plenty of experiences hitting a Hammer Spark, hitting a Gaia Force, Flower Cannon, you name it.
It's all there. So, how well do you think you drew doing this event?
I think I drew pretty well. I think there was one game where I felt that it was busted. I had no rookies. I had just Megas. I had like 2 Kintaras, a Slash, I believe 1 Sirenmon, and I believe a Garurumon. So I hatched, and I think hard casted the Charismon at one point.
The Kintaurusmon for 12?
Yep. Because they went for at least 2, and that's fine. Because no matter what, he's still a big body. And at least if he gets deleted, I can still start minusing their board. That's the best part. At least when he's on the field, at least he's somewhat of a threat.
Oh yeah, Kintaurusmon's a great card, for sure. Okay. How do you feel about mulligans?
Don't get me wrong. Oh, sorry about that. Hold on. Don't get me wrong. This deck is great, but obviously, like any deck, it can break a little bit, and you gotta go with the flow and try to figure out your best option to play. Obviously, this is one of the better options, just to recover and kind of get back on the play.
Yeah, I'm really starting to feel this card.
It's great. Currently I run 3. I would run 4 and take out 1 Mistymon. I had 4, but I sold 1 just for some extra cash, and now I'm just waiting for my 4th one to come in, but it's taking a little while longer.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have 4 in this deck for sure.
So
swap out a Mistymon.
4 of for sure, huh?
Yeah, for me personally.
All right, I feel that. So of the megas, well, I'll get back to my next question here in a sec. For the megas,
yeah, no worries.
Which one do you think put in more work on the day?
Slash for sure. So I just run a 4/4 split of megas, just 4 Kintaras, 4 Slash. I think Slash was the MVP because like you were talking earlier, he's just board removal. He'll kill the blocker, just putting pressure on the opponent. You can kill something maybe like one of their level 3 or level 4s that's weak enough that you know they want to go up the chain, like Zudomon, Manzemon, you know.
Yeah.
And that hurts for them because if you evolve for 3, you know they got to go up a chain again.
And odds are you left him with 1 or 2.
Exactly, and he's taken out plenty of boss monsters too on his own from minusing and just having the Magnangemon inherit under to making him like 9k, 10k, you know, putting in work. So he definitely is the MVP, but you know, can't sleep on Katarismon because he does buy you another turn or two. There was a couple of matches where they were going wide, and it was like literally 4 or 5 guys, and I was like, all right, we'll just do Kataris, we'll hold them off for a little bit, and they kind of had to rethink their strategy. In the meantime, that allowed me to kind of think of what I could do for the next turn. There was one point where I played Katarismon, and I had enough. I think I had 1 memory left, so I played, and I had a blue in the raising area. I played Kaiser Nail, brought out Magnangemon, so I security -2 to their field, and recovered 1. So they had to deal with at least this on their turn, knowing they couldn't swing into my security, and they had to fear my slash next turn, which I did have 1 in hand.
How many times do you think you hard played the Kaiser Nail?
For almost every game that I drew, so maybe 80 to 90% of my games. I think there was like 1 or 2 games where I just didn't see it at all. That was fine because luckily I had the Sirenmon, so I was just hard casting Sirenmon instead.
I see.
Yeah, because I only run 2. I know some blue yellow hybrids run 3, or some even run 4, but I just run the 2 because sometimes I feel like these are dead cards in hand if you're not on the play.
Yeah, I agree. That was the card I was struggling to try to find room for in the deck last night when I decided that I did want to try to update my list.
Yeah. It's tough because it's great when you see it sometimes, but if, let's say, you know, maybe worst case scenario, you got like 2 of these, like 1 Hammer Spark, you don't really have any yellow on the field, you're kind of struggling. You're like, I don't really do anything with this.
Right, and then if Kaiser Nail goes off in security at the wrong time, you can't even trigger it.
Yeah, exactly. That has happened, I think, once. But since I only run 2, that you know that's really minuscule. Like they'll probably just hit like a Digimon more likely.
Right, absolutely. So yeah, I guess how do you feel about mulligans?
Sure. So I know this game is fun. Obviously, mulligan might be needed at times because you know, like I said, sometimes you just draw like a bunch of your megas, a bunch of your rookies, or no rookies instead. I could see the game not needing it at times, personally, if they did make a mulligan, you know? If they did, I would say you would have to put your whole hand back and draw 4 instead of 5. So like a mulligan -1, keep it fair. You can't like choose, like, you know, in Dragon Ball, you can mulligan, because you can choose with put back.
Right.
For this game, let's say I drew these 5 and I was like, I want to keep the Hammer Sparks. No, I don't think that's fair. I think if you drew 5 and you don't like the hand, you got to put them all back and just draw 4.
So similar like the Pokemon mulligan.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, when I did Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day, and then Pokemon was my main game for a couple years, and the whole mulligan aspect was like kind of eye-opening. I was like, well, that seems like you're just bad. You're like, if you can't play out of a bad hand, you're not a good player. And then after playing Pokemon for like a month, I was like, this game needs stuff like this. I appreciate it. I do. I really do. And then I went to the Dragon Ball Super World, and I was like, this seems a little OP. Like,
It is sometimes.
Yeah, like if you're playing it, like I played again the Gohan deck, which is like a 1-turn kill glass cannon deck.
Yeah, the reboot. Yep.
And if you draw 2 of the cards that you want to see, you have like a 3-card combo.
Oh, yeah.
If you draw one of each, and you can mulligan 2 cards back to try to see another one, that's game. Like too much.
Yep. You are in. You see that feat, you're good to go.
Yeah, there you see, you know.
Yeah, and you run a 4 of, you can mulligan for it. You see the feat, you're good to go, man. I know.
So yeah,
it's a great deck. It's oppressive for sure. I think people are slowly trying to figure it out how to handle it, but it still can sneak some games in. It's super aggro.
Yeah, I think I seen something recently saying it got banned in a best of 1 format.
Yep. So it's only good in best of 3 now. No best of 1 anymore, which is fair.
I feel that, but at the same time, like I don't play the game anymore. But if you're gonna say it can't be used in a best of one format, maybe it could just go. Like maybe y'all screwed up.
Yeah, yeah. I think they just want to let people still be able to play without complaining. Obviously, in any community, people complain,
Oh, for
whether
sure.
it's good or bad.
So you think maybe mulligan, but if it is a mulligan scenario,
Yeah.
it's the whole thing or nothing, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm still on the fence. If it's a mulligan, it's got to be the whole thing or nothing, but it's got to be mulligan -1 if they were to implement something like that, just to
Oh,
keep
okay.
it fair and consistent.
Mulligan -1. Is that how Magic operates?
I believe so.
Okay. I dig that. I dig that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair in my opinion.
Okay. So let's move on to the next question. How is Leomon? Leomon is like one of my favorite cards in my deck.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
play him solely. I played him as a 1 of, but I bumped him up to a 2 of for this yellow build because I got to give this a shot, man. This is sheer genius. Um, how is he on the day?
Amazing. He that you always want to, like, you hope for, like, this is the best combo, like a Gomamon and a Leomon just going over each other. Amazing, because if you always want him, essentially you want him to die, but if he lives, that's great. You swing security. If he dies, you get 2 off him and +1 off Gomamon, so that's +3 memory. That's amazing. That helps you, you know feel less bad about hard casting maybe Magnangemon or Sirenmon. Um he he did work. He was probably one of the better ones because it let me gain security. So let's say even maybe you had one of these guys, like any one of your ultimates, the turn before, you would swing. If he died, you get +2 or even +3 if you had the Gomon under. That lets you evolve into Kantaris or Slash essentially for free, and continue
Right.
your plays. So he was really good. Some matches, he lived, like he would hit 2 security, he's still alive. So that puts pressure on the opponent to figure out how to handle him because they're like, oh no, if he dies, like if I kill him, they get 2 memory. If I don't kill him, he can still swing a security.
I imagine
Pretty
in Rookie Rush and in Purple, that guy is probably just pressure all day, right?
Yeah, a lot of Rookie Rush players prefer to just play the Gorillamon because they want to memory choke you a lot of times.
Right.
So, but this was useful when I played against a Rookie Rush player. He's great, because I knew he wouldn't die, and I just kept swinging anyway. Because he's 5K, he's over almost all the 4K guys, so that helped a lot too. And once he
God.
lives too long, there's too many. At one point, I had 2 Leomon on the field against a purple player, and purple player was trying to figure out how to get rid of them without giving me memory.
How do you get rid of two Leomons? That's
I don't know.
I don't
You give
want
him a
to
lot of memory,
I don't want to
and it's
figure that
nice.
out.
Yeah, and it's nice because he's 5K,
So
so
he
he
gets
avoids
around Volcanodramon.
Volcanodramon. Yeah, because if he was 4K, they wouldn't care. Because what, they give you 11, and you're maxed out anyway, so they wouldn't care if you gain more memory. Since he's 5K, he's immune to this, so they have to figure out other ways to get rid of him.
I mean, I seen a Metal Seedramon getting a little bit of love in this tournament. I
Yeah,
I played one Volcanodramon, one Metal Seedramon. I mean, Metal Seedramon can bounce him back just as easy as anything else. So I mean,
yep.
I guess having to dodge an unpopular card is way better than having to dodge a popular card. So I dig it, man.
Exactly. Metal Seedramon would hurt this deck a good amount. Because obviously, I don't run blockers anyway, but it gets rid of the sources, so you kind of have to figure out if you got to evolve or hard cast them. Metal Seedramon would hurt this deck a lot. I would say that for sure.
I think
Well,
your yellow engine would be able to get you out of a Metal Seedramon situation pretty easy though.
oh, for sure, because then I would just um, Metal Seedramon's what, 10 or 11?
He's 10, sadly.
Yeah, so this is plenty already. This is, you play him for 7, you hard cast this guy for 3. There you go. You can minus something. If you're lucky enough and to have a yellow one on the field turn prior, there you go. You're good enough to hit it next turn. You can always Kantaris and just chill and wait, because Metal Seedramon, I believe, is 10K. So, if this Kantarismon dies, you can just minus it and kill it too.
Right,
Um,
right.
yeah, he Kantarismon is definitely good against the go wide decks, and especially purple, because there was one time they had 2 Devimon on the field, and a Piedmon and a Lilithmon, so everyone has retaliation except Lilithmon, but that's a lot, right? So I think I swung into the Piedmon, he died, but I was able to minus Lilithmon and kill it. So I got rid of 2 big guys at once, just for 1 guy.
Nice. Contorismon's good, man. Contorismon is so good.
He's great. He's great. I underestimated him at first. At first, I only ran like 2 of him, and I was like, yeah, let me run Slash Angemon and Seraphimon. Then I switched to more defensive play for the level 6s.
Okay. So, did you watch the anime at all?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, Leomon, like, I seen the game come out and I was like, I don't know. Pokemon's kind of got my attention right now. And
Mm-hmm.
I seen this card and I seen the Wergurumon box topper and I was like, yeah, I better give Digimon a check out. Like, this card just looks cool and just knowing that he put in work for you makes me happy.
He's great. I'm sure that I don't know how many seasons you've watched, but pretty much the run-on joke in Digimon is that Leomon always dies. Like
Right.
almost every season you watch, he just dies.
Like, he gets in there, he doesn't really do nothing, and he goes down.
Yep. You see him, he's dead.
Yeah.
I like season 3 a lot. Tamers.
Season 3 is my
lot.
favorite, bro. I am so stoked for Sequoiamon.
Yeah. I can't wait.
All right, how about this, homie? I'll put a SR on it that Renamon has Rush or Haste, or has the inheritable ability to give somebody Haste or Rush or Blitz or whatever they call it in this game.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. The non-summoning sickness and just swinging.
Right, I think that's what she's gonna do, bro.
I could believe that. Just to change up the game a little bit. Yeah, I could believe that. They at least want to make the popular one OP, because if you think about Gallantmon, his effect is OP. Mega Gargomon, his effect is OP when he comes out. He's essentially Puppetmon, but you Digivolve on top instead.
Right. I'm looking forward to playing some Mega Gargomon, because I think Sarismon's going to be, like, I like playing Jank. I like playing bad decks.
Green is going to be good. Green is going to be good no matter how you look at it. It takes a little bit setup, but it hurts if it comes out. It hurts.
What's that option that, like, essentially you get to Digivolve for free?
Hidden Potential or something like that with the Stingmon picture. Yeah, I know.
That's
wild. That's
like,
a broken card.
Free Mega Gargomon. Cuz? Nah, man. That seems busted.
That is a broken card, personally.
Yeah, for this event, exactly, I played a red Gallantmon deck, and it was super, super greedy, and I knew I wasn't going to do well. Or no, that was for the 2.2k event.
I played Red Gallantmon before in the first PPG I played a couple weeks ago. I like it a lot. I don't have any Omnimon, so people are like playing around it, but I'm like, I don't have Omnimon, so I'm just like, okay, I'm just trying to get to Gallantmon and just trying to chip at that security as best as possible. But at the end of the day, 4 is always so expensive compared to 3,
Right, that I did.
Like, if you have 3, you're like, I'm good.
Yeah, Gravity Crush, homie, Gravity Crush. It's a bad
card. It is a bad card, but it does help. I may mess around with that too, but like, I'm sure there's someone out there making a red deck with like the Metal Greymon memory gain guy and Gravity Crush and just be like, sure, here, take all the memory you want. I don't care.
I can elaborate on that. I play 4 of the Metal Greymon too.
Yeah, see?
Just borrow like 8 memory and then play yourself down to 2. And then just play the Machinedramon to trash 4 Digivolution cards. And then he's a blocker, so he protects your level 5. So you can go into Gallantmon next turn.
See, some jank right there. See, that's the nice deck type ideas.
It's still bad though. It's still really bad. Don't do it.
Yeah, it's just jank. It's okay, but that's the point of the game. You want to have some fun with it.
Yeah.
That's why not everyone's running Blue Omnimon. Like you can ask most people who play Blue Omnimon, they don't like it, but they know it's consistent and it can win.
Yeah. I'm over Blue Omnimon now. I like the Metal Garurumon mid range, but
yeah, it's great. It's great. OP with the Garurumon under as a source.
All right, so begin back to the deck a little bit. How did Coyote's Breath do for you?
So yeah, I just run a 1 of, as you can tell. Some people run 2. I've seen some people run 3. It's great because this deck doesn't have as much removal. Like, this is really the removal right here. Just this guy,
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't minus it, so sometimes you just need at least 1 Cocytus Breath, especially, in the security. It's been in my security maybe, like, out of 10 games, I would say it's been there at least 2 times, which does help. But, yeah, at the end of the day, you just need an extra form of removal.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Omnimon.
I don't recommend bouncing Omnimon back with this, but you could still get rid of some other cards as well. You know, if they hard cast something for big, and you can punish them with this. You know.
I like when they have like a low hand size to
Hmm.
just play the Cocytus on like one of their ultimates, or if
Hmm.
they end their turn by going into a mega, because the likelihood with just what they have in hand, they might not be able to go all the way up the chain. And it
Agreed.
seems kind of bad paying 7 to get rid of a level 5 or a level 6,
Oh,
but
100%
it's
agree.
safer.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% agree. I mean, the card isn't that great in general. It's always a feels bad because you're bouncing it to hand. You know, every other card kind of has a little. Obviously, Gaia Force and Trump Sword are superior cards, but you know this is the best blue option we have.
This is
And
bad in against purple though, right? It's like really bad against
yeah,
purple.
oh, 100% because they have the one plate effects. I don't think I've ever cast this against purple. And
Yeah.
if I did, maybe it was just because I had a bunch of memory and I played it on a blocker to get an extra swing or something like that.
Uh
Um, yeah, the other option, obviously, that I could play is the Seven Heavens, the one that minuses 10k.
yeah.
But I didn't like it as much because I felt like it couldn't deal with boss cards. Some boss cards are 11k or higher, like Omnimon, you know, and minusing 10k for 7 hurts because most likely my turn's over, you know, and then it lived. All I did was minus 10k for a turn. Very rarely in my testing before would I be able to be like slash minus 8k and then play Seven Heavens to minus 10k, you know. And this is like a feels bad. I'd rather have this in the security as opposed to Seven Heavens because if you're facing a boss monster, you minus 10k, but they're still on the field next turn.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to this, at least it got off the field for you to kind of figure out an idea.
True. That is true. All right. Could you tell me a little bit about your tamer lineup?
Yeah, sure. I only run 3 actually, 2 starter mats and 1 TK. Originally, I believe I ran 1 mat. I believe I ran the starter, not the starter, the booster pack 1 mat that gives you 3 memory. You can trash your source on there. I just thought about something to get 3 memory, and I was like, you know what? Let me try at least 2 mats, and then 2 mats felt pretty good. Feels real good against like green, rookie rush, purple, red. Sometimes when they hard cast like their blocker or something. So this did very well for me at 2, and just the 1 TK. Since my ratio, I believe I have like only 19 or 20 yellow. I didn't want to put 2 TKs in. I have seen people run TKs, and when they run a multicolor or dual color deck, they'll get TK and they realize like, oh, I don't have anything that's great to like help me. You know, I have played against mono yellow decks too, where their last security is a TK and it's kind of useless to recover because that was the last security.
Yeah.
The fun thing is, for TK, people think you have to take a yellow card. You do not.
What? What now? What did he say?
So yep. So if I'll read TK, obviously you get 3 memory. Start of the turn if you don't have 3. If you read TK, it says on play. Oh, sorry. It
You
says
good?
on play. Look at your security stack. Reveal 1 card in it and add it to your hand. If it's yellow, then you recover 1. So technically, you can always add a card with it. It feels bad though because
So
you're going neg.
right, you could rip up a security in exchange for actually having coming from Pokemon essentially like a great ball, like a ball search card. You get to look at 5
Yep.
cards, 4 cards, and
Yep.
pick the most valuable one, put it into your hand.
Yep.
All
So
right.
essentially, if you're on a struggle bus,
Okay,
let's say you're
I'm much
you
more
know
open
you could
minded. I'm much more open minded now on the card.
yeah you could get a Puppetmon, like whatever, you get anything. It's just you don't recover unless you actually pick a yellow. So more often than not, you're gonna pick a yellow. Obviously,
If it's there.
he's helping you if it's there. Correct. If it's not there, it feels real bad. You'll probably you have to pick up something because it's not a May. It's like you have to, and then you're neg 1 security. It would be worse if it was like, let's say you had 2 security left and all you had was like TK and a blue card. You got to take whatever card that's there, and then you got no security because you can't recover. But I do run at 1 just so people don't choke me out at times. Hence, also the mat.
And
If I see this turn 1, go ahead.
you're never really playing like hard playing your blue Digimon except for the Garurumon, which I'd like to talk about in a sec.
Sure, yeah, yeah.
And maybe like uh, trying to choke them with hard playing a rookie. So
Yep.
would the starter or not starter deck booster set one mat be a consideration for a memory corrector?
I thought about it for a little bit, but I never felt it was great for me. It's probably just in my personal testing that I never felt was great because it would take a source or two sometimes, but sometimes I would just feel like I wanted this yellow recover much more. But it can be this can be interchanged for the blue mat. You know, you take a source and then hopefully they have no sources, and you could just proc your other mats.
Right.
I just felt like this yellow recovery one felt so good just to search, and get that knowledge of what's in there. The best part is no matter what, once you play it and you look at your security, you know what's in there.
Right. Oh, like, oh, I got 2 hammer sparks. What up?
Yep.
That's dirty.
Obviously, it's going to be shuffled and randomized, but you'll know like, oh, I still have a Kantara, like I have a Kantaris in there, which means I have 3 more either in the deck, or you have that knowledge, which kind of helps you play a little bit better because you kind of know what's happening, especially at the end of the day. Let's say like I run 3 Magna. Let's do that, right?
Right.
Let's say I played one early in the match and is dead, and the second one is in my hand. Then I see the third one in there. I'm like, okay, that's where they all are. The knowledge helps so much. And then, like I said, it's probably like a personal preference where I like the recover one and the yellow tamer as opposed to the blue mat. It's always going to be a little style choice. Same thing like Puppetmon, like I said earlier. 1 volcanic, 1 puppet, 2 puppets, 3 puppets. It's always going to be a style choice for that one.
Well, I like your style. I will tell you that.
Thanks.
All right. A couple more quick questions.
Go ahead.
So we got this guy. We got this little guy right here.
Yeah. Upamon. Yep.
You opted to play just the 4 eggs.
Yep. Just the 4.
Could you tell me a little bit on that?
Sure. I mean, usually you just wanna get the draw. I don't want to play Wanyamon or Sunomon. I mean, it's nice to have it at 5th egg at times, but usually I just want to see Upamon. The best combo obviously is Upamon, Gomon, Leomon. He swings, you get to draw a card, and you have potential to gain 3 memory. More often than not, usually, especially if you're going first, you'll have Upamon. Like I said, you can if you have the ultimate, you'll cast it, and they kind of know you're gonna go up another level. So sometimes they'll want to put a blocker, or they'll want to put like a weenie out, or a lot of decks, as you know, they'll try to memory choke you, so they'll play like a rookie for like 2. That lets Upamon proc off immediately, and lets you get that draw that you want. Very rarely I would be like, oh man, I wish I had a 5th egg.
Like you ran out of eggs?
Yeah, like very rarely I would need a 5th egg. Like some games I would go up to just the 3 eggs or maybe 4 eggs max, and I was like, okay, that's plenty.
Okay. Yeah, in my own testing, I've come to the conclusion that in the majority of like blue decks, I think just a straightforward Upamon is probably the right call.
Yeah.
I swapped it up a little bit for this deck here, but I agree with just the straightforward Upamon. I think that's the right call.
Yeah, there was when I played purple is a little more grindy sometimes because they can do Piedmon and blocker and stuff.
Or green.
So
Green can be kind of a grindy match.
Yep. So sometimes I would find myself wanting an egg from them, but overall, consistency-wise, I think 4 eggs was fine. Especially if you're playing a rush deck, there's no way you're gonna see more than like 3 eggs anyway. So you're like, whatever.
Yeah. All right. I'm down. So in preparations for this event, what were the decks that you were looking forward to trying to face and felt like you had a good matchup over, like a 60-40 or 70-30? And which decks were you worried about seeing?
Honestly, this deck, I felt pretty confident against most matchups. Like I said earlier, I think Blue Omni-One was probably the biggest weakness because they go up the chain, so these don't work as much, That's where I would, wish this was the blue booster pack mat instead. But I felt Blue Omni-One was probably the biggest weakness of this deck, and maybe like a rush deck, like Rookie Rush, if you don't see like the Kataris in time or a Slash, to kind of protect yourself for a turn or 2. This deck feels great against purple or any decks that hard cast. because they'll hard cast, like I'll hard cast a blocker for 5. And if you have like one of the level 5 yellows are in the field, you just pop a slash and it's over, and they're just a turn behind on the curve.
Wow. Oh, that Slash Angemon, man. He is good.
He does a lot of work, like a lot of work.
All right, real quick. Kind of
Mhm.
coming from a collector's aspect, I was able to get my hands on about a case of Set 1.0. I'm gonna
Yep.
have some other box openings on the channel if y'all want to check them out.
Mhm.
I'm looking for people that have cards like this. I'm not sure if you can really see it, but this Upamon is a
You were the
rare.
one that was on stream earlier talking about how your Upamon doesn't have, or some of your rares don't have that gold lining, correct?
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah, I
guess I don't
saw
know if I
that.
was on stream.
I don't know. I saw it somewhere where you were talking about it, so you must have been on stream or
Oh
something.
man, I messed up the focus. Oh, I see what it did.
Give it a
Okay.
second. Definitely, you were definitely on stream or something talking about it. Otherwise, I would not have known.
I think one of my opponents might have put up a video. He had like a really cool Wergarurumon playmat. I think he's from the UK somewhere.
maybe,
And I might have
maybe,
asked him about that in that event.
maybe, yeah. Because I definitely remember you specifically talking about like, hey, have you ever seen this happen? And the guy was like, no. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you got misprints.
Right. Have you seen it?
Never, never.
Dang. That's
That's why it
cool.
was so rare to me. I was like, wow, you actually had the first set of misprints because every rare that I've had has at least that lining.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them, man. I think I have like maybe 12 or 13 rares that don't have it. I don't have any like super rares or like alternate arts. That'd be really cool, I think.
I mean, you have misprints. I think misprints are much rarer than any alt art you can think of.
Right, but like, could you imagine like a misprint alt art?
That would be nuts. That
Let's
would be
see.
collector value really high.
Yeah, it's like this is my Skull Greymon. That's another reason I only wanted to play one of him. I should have.
Mm-hmm.
I should have cut him for the starter deck Metal Greymon, I think. But yeah, like again, just no gold. It's weird,
Yeah, I mean, hey, but it works.
right? All right. So, um moving forward from this event, what changes, if any, do you think you'd like to make to this deck?
Yeah, so I tinker around. I think about it. Some options. Like 2 Puppetmon is great. Sometimes I wish I had a third, but I feel like a third would be really clunky at times. But sometimes I just have that wishful thinking. I do think about, like I said earlier, I definitely want to cut one of the. I run 2 Mistymon. Um, I do want to cut one of them for a fourth Magna Angemon. Mistymon, there was only 1 or 2 games where it felt really good where I hard casted Mistymon. I think one time was against Rookie Rush and one time was against Purple, just doing a Rookie Rush with their Purple. And
Okay.
I was just minusing stuff, and they were heated because they were like, really, because you don't
Like,
really expect the Mistymon to come out twice. It's like
right.
Volcanics.
Wait, you missed him on him twice?
Yep,
Maximum value both times?
yep.
Oh, dirty. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. And
good.
that's like a rare occurrence for Mistymon too.
Right, like that much value out of him.
Yeah, so I would definitely replace that. I would like to tech in at least maybe one Seraphimon. The first version of the deck I ever had teched in one Seraphimon, and I was like, it's not that bad, but I just never really wanted him as much. It's nice early on once you get like the Magna Angemon recover, and he recover, and then when you go to Seraphimon, he recovers one, and he gets security attack +1. So that feels good sometimes, but I feel like maybe just one of him would be at best, because at the end of the day, you want this guy to kill a boss monster. So you heat a minus and then swing into it, and then this guy holds down the fort. So Rashomon recovers one, and he can do some damage. But I mean, late game, he's kind of useless if you look at him. If you're down like one security, you're like, you don't need that. You want these guys.
You're talking this Raphimon from the starter deck?
No, the other Seraphimon. Oh, no, that
Alright.
is the Seraphimon. That's the one
This
from
one's
the
from the
booster.
pack. Yeah.
Yep, that one. That's from the booster.
So when Digivolving, recovery +1, and then your turn, will you have 3 or more security? This card gains security attack +1.
Yeah, that's the one.
10,000 though.
Exactly. He's okay. Like, I feel like he's great early game, but late game, like I said, you don't want to see him. You want to see the Slash, the Gintaris, because this guy will,
Yeah.
help get rid of threats, the big boys, and this holds down the fort.
Because even if
And
you
so
have
all
Magna,
go wide.
if you have Magna under him, then he goes to 11, which, I mean, 11 is
Yeah,
okay, but
possibly.
you're still
Yeah,
crashing at best rather than actually just removing and staying, where you would do that with Contorsmon.
exactly. Because Kentaurusmon, he holds down the fort by minusing security -2, and if you the best scenario is like you swing, you suicide him into like another 11k, and then he dies and he can minus something else, so you get rid of 2 threats.
Yeah.
That's why maybe Sprockman at 1, maybe, but other than that, I wouldn't tech another one in. Sometimes I feel like I would like another Gorillamon just to get that nice one memory choke and just evolve and get a draw.
Yeah, so like if you
Um,
go to 3 with your TK, then you
mhm.
could Digivolve into one of your Megas, or you can Digivolve into a Leomon and then hard play Rookie, choking them back to 1.
Correct.
But if you don't have your TK out, then
Hmm.
I can see how the 1 cost Digivolution might be alright.
Yep.
Would you want to talk about the one-ofs, the Gorillamon and the Garurumon?
Sure. Gorillamon, like I said, Gorillamon literally is just to get me a 1 cost champion, just to kind of evolve over. Obviously, I have the 4 Leomon, but it's nice to just have the 1 Gorillamon at times, especially because he's 6k. So he came in clutch against some rookie rush decks because he's high enough, and obviously you don't want the 3 or 2ks to go in because they'll die the whatever the security is.
Yeah.
So it's nice just to have an extra level 4 to evolve over if you can't find the Leomon. The one of Garurumon is to fight the Puppetmon lock.
Yep.
So there are times where people will be like, "Oh, I'll Puppetmon lock them. I have no security. I'll be okay though, because I got Puppetmon."
They ain't alright.
Yes, and they'll,
Garurumon's
they'll
in
give
there.
you whatever memory. That's fine. You hard cast this bad boy. You can untap whatever. There was one time where they arrested this guy. I hard casted, untapped him. And I just evolved him to like slash, minus their blocker, and then swung for game.
Nice.
So
Oh.
like they have like a two level security. Like they have Puppetmon to rescue, and they have the blocker. Even if there was some magical way you could do that,
Right.
and this kind of allows that process to happen. And they're like, what?
All through the defenses like a hot knife
Yep,
through butter.
yep.
Oof.
At times I think before I ran 3, then I went down to 2, and I was like, 1 as a tech is fine. Doesn't hurt, just have 1.
Did you miss him at all?
Yeah, there were some times where I wish I had Garurumon. There was one game where I lost to Puppetmon Lock. Like they literally just played 2 in a row, and I was like, well, I lost this one.
So would you think maybe a second Garurumon over the Grillamon, or
Yep. At times I do think that if I were to put another Garurumon in, I would just probably take out the Gorillamon.
okay, nice. Man, this deck is good. I really want to just take a minute to tell you I appreciate you taking time out of your day doing an interview with us, and man, I'm really happy that you were able to progress through this tournament the way you did.
I appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of it, as you can tell, it's a lot of there's a lot of one techs. Obviously, there's like you know these guys. There's like the one us as a text. But it's nice to not you TK. Oh bam. Yeah, but it's nice to see them when you see them. Sometimes you don't really miss on them. Like I said, this is just removal. Sometimes you want to see him, especially for the Puppetmon lock. He's just there to evolve, get a draw and memory choke if you need to, and this is just there to recover if you need to. But essentially, everything else fills that job. Leomon does the evolving. It's just he's 1 extra, and you get the memory back, so it kind of feels like quote unquote free.
Yeah,
Um,
I refer to Leomon as like a memory saver rather than a memory borrower.
yeah. TK's there, but obviously you can always recover with something else. It just helps not get choked, and you get some more knowledge out of it. And it feels good too, because sometimes you can get choked, but that's when you stack the hammer sparks in your hand. Hopefully, if you have them.
Yeah.
I'll never play just a hammer spark. I'll try to save at least 2 in my hand for a bigger play, especially if you need him. Because if they choke you at 1, at least if you have 2 hammer sparks, you'll go to 3, and then you can kind of make some plays happen with these guys.
Yeah.
Because very rarely they'll kill these guys. Like sometimes you play purple or Chimera and whatnot, but usually these guys stay on the field because you're like, they're just weaklings. And you're not really worried about a 6k that does nothing really after it already recovered, or a Sirenmon that does nothing.
Okay. So moving forward, you're thinking maybe take out a Mistymon for another Magna Angemon, And
100%. That's 100%.
100%. Okay. And then player preference, you go Matt or TK. TK, I agree with. I think you're 100% on point.
Yeah.
Possibly the Gorillamon for Garurumon.
For a second, Garurumon instead. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
I would say that's about it. Maybe I don't know. I like my rookie lineup. I run four of the starter Gomamon. I run four of the booster pack memory game Gomamon. Obviously, I run four of the Elecmon, and I run three of the Gabumon. So if I were to, maybe add, if I wanted to say, let's say, keep the just one Gorillamon and add a Garurumon, I could probably take out maybe like one of these Gomamon, because I run 15 rookies, which is a lot, I guess, for some decks. Some decks run 16, some decks run like 13, 14, I would probably take out one of these guys just in case, because if you do, end up with like beasts on the field and the Omnimon comes out, it's real bad.
Okay. I'm going to take a minute here and throw your list up on the screen quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Put over my mat here. Oh, look. So this is the list. All right. So if you want, after this conversation, if you can personally, do you have a YouTube channel, Twitch, or anything like that?
Nope. I just have my own personal YouTube channel, but there's nothing of value on there.
Okay, I got you. Do you want to give out any shout-outs? Friends, testing partners, local game stores?
Sure. Let me pull up my list. Shout out to my boys Francisco Torres and Jumio. They're definitely my testing guys. I've played card games with them for like over a decade now.
OG homies, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah. They've been through every game with me. Shout out to Marcel Lung from Germany. He's dope. I played him in round 7 of the most recent tournament, Rookie Rush. He was really good. It just came down to like a hammer spark for me, so luckily I got that. Shout out to Josper and Steven from Australia. I played with them. The last PPG, not the most current one, but the one before that, and they were pretty good. And one of them was running the blue-yellow variant too, just a different version, but it was nice to face him and have a mirror. It was refreshing to face a mirror as opposed to like, so I was playing Blue Omnimon like all day that day.
Right, here comes another one. Like right at you.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people see that too, like, you hatch an Upamon and then they just like, I'm just facing another Blue Omnimon. And then once you play like the first yellow, then they're like, wait, what's going on?
I should have sat down, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Any other thank you for having me, man. That's about it. That's about all the shout outs I have.
All right, sounds good. And then I would like to hope that this isn't like a one run thing. And would you consider coming back to the channel for another interview?
Sure, yeah. If I can top again and prove that I can keep going, of course.
All right, awesome. I appreciate that.
Sweet.
Would you want to show the community what your deck is capable of doing in a little bit of a mirror match?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, run it up.
I definitely got to power shuffle this baby.
Yeah, me too.
Let's move these eggs. Let's move this. All right, let me shuffle this and power shuffle this because I definitely need a little bit more.
Those are some nice sleeves, homie.
Oh yeah,
is that draft box 5 or
special anniversary box?
Oh, okay. The 2020.
Yeah. I think it's 2019 actually. I think these are the older ones. I think I could be wrong. The product starts to blend after a while,
especially with different games.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter got into Dragon Ball Super when I did. She's a real diehard Dragon Ball fan. I'm proud to say she's my kid.
Nice.
So I went and sold a bunch of random OG Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I picked up like 4 boxes of Assault of the Saiyans and 2 of the first anniversary boxes. And I saved one of the boxes of Assault of the Saiyans until like after the initial opening. I was like, here, this one's just for you. You do what you want. Cards are yours. Open them, keep them sealed, do whatever. and she ended up pulling the signature Gogeta or Vegito.
Ooh,
And like I think that
that's-
card's at like 300, 400 right now.
Yeah, that's the best one. I think one of my bigger regrets is not cashing in and buying like a bunch of SPR signatures and just holding them.
Yeah, I wanted the Gohan really bad when it was like 60, and I was like, I should do this.
Yeah,
And
I had one. I think I sold it for 80 at the time I had it.
the signature Gohan.
Yep.
Ah, I would have
Yeah,
bought it
it's
for
a feels
80.
bad moment. I know it's a feels bad moment, but I was like, you know what, it's fine. I just need the money. You know, at the end of the day, almost every time someone's selling a high rarity card, it's like I need the money. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they would have kept it.
Right. Yeah, I do.
Otherwise, we would all hold on to all our secret rares and signatures all day, every day.
I do a little bit of vending. I go on the auction center for Digimon, and I'm on Verbang for Pokemon. And I feel like that's one of the better ways to sell cards right now. Is the way the market is there's so many scalpers out there. Like I don't want to tell you have to pay me this much for a card. You can tell me how much you want to pay for a card.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any specific cut you want to do?
I usually just cut and then put 5 to the bottom.
Cut and 5 to the bottom.
Yeah. What about you?
Same.
So you want me to cut and put 10 to the bottom? You said.
No, you can do 5. Same as what I did.
Okay. Sounds good. Cut. We'll put 5 to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sweet. I don't really need to hide my eggs.
Right.
So I'll just leave them like this. So I got 1 die here. You want to do a high roll?
Yeah. I got a 4.
Let me. Alright. I got a 5, if you can see that.
Oh, yeah, you go.
Alright, sweet. Let me set up my security. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me 1 second. Let me charge my laptop so it doesn't die. Alright, let me see here. Let me double check that it's not dead. Alright, it's charging. We're good. Okay, cool. Alright, so 5 security, you're all set up. You're good?
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. Alright, good luck, sir.
All right. Good luck, man. Have fun.
Alright. Yep. Let's hatch a Upamon. We'll go to Gabumon, draw 1. And we will play Gabumon for 3, draw 1.
All right. So I'll draw for turn. I will hatch. I will Hammer Spark. Go to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I will hard play a Leomon, because that's how games work.
Okay, so I'm going to 1, correct?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Draw for turn. Let's promote. Alright, so let's swing at your security. Upamon lets me draw 1. So Gabumon swing at your security?
Yeah. Oh, 6,000.
Alright.
Did you say you know Francisco Torres?
Yeah.
Okay. I think he just sent me a friend request on Facebook.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Small world, small world. Let's swing at your security with Gabumon.
5K.
That's okay with me. Alright, let's see if that was the 1 tech you got of Garurumon. Maybe more. I'll play Magna Angemon, putting you at 5. Oh, sorry, putting you at 6. Excuse me, recover 1.
Yeah, that is a threatening card. Alright, I will draw. I don't know what a rookie looks like. Let's get in there for 5,000.
All right. It is 5,000 Leomon, so you
Alright.
get 2 memories. You're at 8.
So,
That should be enough.
you would think. I'll play a Grizzlymon for 5.
Putting it at 3.
And I will play another Grizzlymon for 5, putting you to 2.
Oh. All right. Draw for turn, putting it at 2. Let's hatch an Upamon. Fortunately, that's what we got. Let's go into Slash.
That's what I figured.
Putting you at 1. Yeah, I'll let you kill whatever Grizzly you want.
Oh, we got 1.
All right, let's go.
Draw.
Got a Gabumon?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
I'll go Hammerspark, go to 2.
Yep.
Garurumon for 2, go to 0, draw. And I really liked what you did there. So I will.
All right, so I'm at 7, right? Draw for turn.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Looks like I don't have any rookies now. Let's do. Got 7, huh? Not to work with. Let's have Slash swing at your security. Magna Angemon Inherit gives it 9,000.
Yeah. 11,000? Contorsmon?
Nope, it's dead. Well, at least now we know where one of them went.
Spoilers.
Let's.
I sold all my Contorsmons, so I know how you feel about the Magna Angemon. So this is the only Contorsmon I have.
I sold my Magna Angemon Altar. I was like, it's got to go at this point.
I took 2 out of my personal collection, and I think I let them go for like 35s.
Still pretty good. That's pretty good. Fair pricing on all points, so, enough for you to make some profit and enough for someone to be super happy about it.
Yeah. A pretty card, though. Kind of miss them.
Beautiful card.
I think I actually like this artwork better. For Magna.
I do too, actually. I like the original instead of the alt art.
I should not have sold my alt art Contorsmon, though.
No, that is a beauty. I never had one yet, so I'm thinking what to do. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's play Puppetmon for 11. Putting you at 4, and I will rest your. Yeah, let's rest your Magna Angemon.
All right. I will draw. I will promote. I will swing at security. Upamon lets me draw a card.
All right. It is TK. Look at that.
Oh.
All right. Oh, well, guess what?
Found your rookies? I hope.
So, I will take the Gomamon and shuffle. So you see what I was saying, right?
So you didn't have any yellow cards?
I did not.
Ah.
That's, or maybe I'm big braining you, but obviously, you know the answer.
Oh God, he's big braining me. So I can. This seems really greedy, but I don't know what I'm doing with this deck. So I'm gonna leave you at 2, and I'm gonna unsuspend my Magna Angemon.
Sure. Draw. Let's have TK give me the 3.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. Thinking what to do. Well, let's go to Gomamon. Draw 1. Let's have my Puppetmon swing at your Garurumon. Memory gain 1, so I'm at 4.
The rested, right?
Yep, the rested one. That's the only one I can swing at.
Swing it.
Yep, no problem. Thinking. At 4. I want to give you too much, but unfortunately I might have to. Yeah, let's go to slash. Bring you at 3, recover 1.
All right.
Sorry, Magna Digimon. You know what I meant.
Yeah, no, you good. Draw. I will hatch. I will Digivolve. Draw. I will. I will Digivolve into Garurumon for 2. Go to 1. Draw.
Yep.
You have 4 security, correct?
I have 4. How much do you have?
I have 3. I should.
3. Awesome. No worries. I just had to ask. You're good.
Puppetmon is 10,000.
10K.
That's enough. I'm gonna Hammer Spark, go to 2.
Nice.
And 1, 2, 3. I will Drabumon. Go to 1. Ah, you have the TK though. Ah.
I do. Draw. Let's go to 3 for TK. Untap. Let's promote you, Gomamon. Alright, let's see if I can make this work. Let's have... I should be okay. Let's have Puppetmon swing at your security. I'll gain a memory. 4.
Where Garurumon?
Lives. Awesome. I will Digivolve to Kintarismon, going to 1. Let's -2 security on everybody on that field right there. Feels good.
That does feel good.
Gomamon, swing at your security. Upamon lets me draw 1.
Gabumon for 2,000.
How much is he? Oh,
2.
so he lives? Great. I'll take that. Kintarismon, swing at your security for 12K.
2,000.
Nice. Alright. What can I do? Got a lot over there. Thinking. Let's just... I could just do that. Yeah, let's... Yeah, let's do that. I'll Digivolve to Garurumon for 2, putting you at 1, draw 1.
That's a good play. That is a good play. Draw. We'll promote. So I will swing at security with this Garurumon.
Sure, any inherits?
And Sukamon doesn't do nothing because I'm attacking security. And Gabumon, I get to trash the Digivolution source underneath the Kintarismon.
Sure. Great play. No Kaiser Nail affected.
Well,
all right.
You could still get one, but...
I know, but it wouldn't... obviously, I want to maximize from this guy.
It's not going to be the really scary one.
It's a Kintarismon? Oh, actually, we can't, remember? Because oh, no, that's the one from the...
Yeah, this is from the breeding
area. That's one from the raising area. We're good. All right, go ahead. Continue.
I think this is where I scoop, though.
Yeah.
I
don't know how many blockers you run.
Nah, I can't hardcast that many.
All right.
GG, homie. GG. The deck is fire.
Yeah. Oh, I had a Kaiser Nail in the security.
Ah.
I saw it earlier from the TK, and I was like, let's leave that there.
So trashing the slash, or the Magna is definitely the right play.
Yep, 100% the right play. You always want to trash the Magna, because you don't want them to be able to Kaiser Nail later. Ever, I should say.
Well, for all y'all that are watching, that's how that deck wins. Excellent gameplay. I totally dig it. I was informed that I'm supposed to be spending a little bit of family time this evening. But
Yeah.
I want to thank you again, and congrats on your top, and love the deck. Man, stay healthy.